You're tuned in to the Mind of an Entrepreneur show with your host, myself, Sajdah Wendy Muhammad. I am a multi-million-dollar business developer. I have developed business and real estate around the world, and I want to share with you my mental strategies, my technical strategies, and how I made it in the world of business. So I don't teach theory. I tell you about my life and introduce you to people who can also share with you what they've done to become successful. This is a practical show. This ain't a theory show. You don't want to miss it. So stay tuned.
O Allah, guide me among those whom Thou hast guided aright, and preserve me among those whom Thou hast preserved, and befriend me among those whom Thou hast befriended. Bless me in whatsoever Thou dost grant me, and deliver me from the evil of what Thou hast judged. Surely Thou judgest, and none can judge against Thee, and he whom Thou befriendest is not disgraced. Blessed art Thou, O Lord, and exalted be Thee above what they set up besides Thee. I bear witness, nothing deserves to be served besides Thee, and I bear witness that Muhammad is Thy servant and apostle. Amen.
This Thursday on the Mind of an Entrepreneur show, we're going to introduce you to Amirah the Builder and her new company, A+ Wood Designs. She makes custom playhouses for children and even custom pet homes. You don't want to miss this show. Listen, we're going to introduce you to yet another new emerging market leader. So tune in, Sajdah Wendy Muhammad YouTube channel.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who in my judgment is the master historian, taught us that of all our studies, history is the most attractive, and it is best qualified to reward the researcher. History is most attractive. Why should history be most attractive? Because history is the recorded time of the human family in its struggle to overcome obstacles. There is no life that is without struggle. The Holy Quran teaches us that man, meaning man and woman, is made to face difficulties. And after difficulty comes ease. But it is history that guides us through difficulty. For if you know how people who had difficulty yesterday got through, and if your difficulty is somewhat similar, then today we also can get through if we follow the guidance of history. This is why Carter G. Woodson and many of our black giants fought for black people to know our history. Because in not knowing our history, we don't have a guide. And without a guide, we are lost. No wonder the Bible...
You belong to yourself. You're an independent people, created from the nation of free people. Yes, sir. You don't need to go nowhere but to yourself. Yes, sir. There will be a great separation. Yes, sir. So I said, it is on now.
The college is meant to prepare you for your future. That the time dictates that if we don't do something for ourselves as a people, we will be destroyed. And the aim of the enemy right now is to take us out.
We have God with us. We have Him as our guide. Yes, sir. We don't have to stand around here and ask the question, what must be done? Yes, sir. Get up and let's go and do something. Yes, sir. We cannot sit down. We cannot lay down. Yes, sir. We must get up. Yes, sir. And go to work.
Do you know what real joy is in life? Visioning something and bringing it into reality. That's real joy. Do you know what the next step in joy is? Behold how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell in unity.
Tonight, you need to fasten your seatbelts. We're going to hear from some of the greatest minds in the world. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of trusting our future and the future of our children into the hands of those who don't love us. I believe we need to revitalize black leadership.
That's right. It's Chi-Town and H-Town in the house tonight. Assalamu alaikum, family, and welcome to the Mind of an Entrepreneur series on Black Muslim businesses. I know that was a long intro. You know what's so funny? My brother was talking about how he can't watch Power because the intro is so long. He said by the time the intro go off, he's already asleep. Well, wake up, y'all. I had to put those intros in because sometimes y'all be slow getting into the feed and all of that. So give y'all time to settle in, get your coffee, get your tea. Listen, I have a fabulous young sister on with us tonight. Welcome to everyone in the chat. Chief Kashif, Betty Sartor, Sister Aletha, Sister Sandra. Welcome, welcome. And all of you who are too shy to be in the chat, welcome today. Listen, y'all know I'm all about our young people starting businesses, and I'm all about being there for them. It's one, I got a few life missions, but it's one of my life missions. And let me tell you, it wasn't something that I planned on being my life mission. When I wrote this book, and I had written other materials and things like that before, ebooks. When I wrote this book thinking that I was gearing it towards people who look like me and who are, say, right around in my age range, who are just really struggling, trying to get their businesses off the ground. Walaikum salam, Sister Melva. And who is that? Sister Malik. Okay, so that's why I wrote the book. But you know what? That ain't who gravitated towards it. It's young sisters like this sister that I'm about to bring on today. They're the ones who started calling me, who started posting. who started, I've sold more books to youth 25 and under, and really younger than that, probably like 20 and under, than I have to grown folks. And I just went on ahead and wrote my next book that I'm working on with them in mind. So help me to welcome to the show Sister Amirah. That's Amirah the Builder is who she is. Assalamu alaikum, sis.
Walaikum salam.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fine. I just got to start off by saying I absolutely love your mother. And I'm grateful that she gave me the honor to be on this show with you today. Sister Kiana, congratulations to her and all of her success. What's it like to have a top flight vanguard for a mama?
People ask me that all the time, especially since she became a judge. And
That's
I always
right.
say she's still mama to me.
That's right.
But she's a wonderful, wonderful mother. Her support, even with the launch and everything that's happened, me starting a business, the woman I am today, as far as being an entrepreneur, having an entrepreneur mindset and just being a go-getter, comes from my mom, both my mom and my dad, but just seeing my mom in that light as a woman. So yeah.
And you know what? Because of the goodness and the type of sister that your mom is,
Yes.
you have a lot of aunties that got your back.
Wow.
So you don't ever have to. I'm gonna say that at the beginning, and I'm gonna tell you this at the end. You don't ever have to feel like you're alone. You can launch this business. You can be successful. You can get up and go, oh, this ain't it. I want to do something else.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
totally up to you. We got you. And I was talking to you when we were backstage about how when I was in school, even younger than you, it seemed like all the white kids had like an auntie or an uncle that was in business, or somebody that was preparing them for the interviews and gave them the answers to the test and all of that. And all of us as Black students, we had great parents, but they didn't have the answers to the test.
Right.
Right. So you got the answers to the test.
Yes, ma'am. Well, both of my mom and my dad being grown up, seeing them being entrepreneurs, it was all about just going for it, really, and knowing I had the supporting team behind me. My mom, actually, when I first decided I wanted to do carpentry, just a little background story, I actually was going to Prairie View A&M University.
Okay.
And I went there for 4 years, and I graduated high school at 15 years old from the Elevated Places. And so when I graduated high school, yes, ma'am. When I graduated high school, again, I was 15, and so I did robotics in high school. And so I was just like, I guess I'll just do mechanical engineering, because I was a mechanical engineer on the team at at the Elevated Places.
Right.
We had a robotics team, and we competed in NSB and different events. And so I was like, when I graduate, I guess I'll just keep doing that. And I did mechanical engineering. However, when I got there, I was very lost. And so, long story short, because I'm going to get into that background later.
Yeah.
When I told my mom I wanted to pretty much drop out of Prairie View and pursue carpentry, she was like the first one to be like, go for it. You're young, like, why not? And so her support really meant the world to me, given that she had a college background and stuff. I thought she was going to be like, no, you need to finish. But she was not at all. So yeah, my mom has been definitely my rock in this, as far as telling me to go and push. And both of my parents have been very supportive in this process.
So you just got up off the couch and said, I'm going to start building playhouses. Like what? Who does?
So here's the background stories of that. So pretty much, like I said, I was going to Prairie View and studying mechanical engineering. And to make this clear, because when I tell a lot of people like it wasn't for me, they think, oh, it was too hard. No, I was passing my classes. I was keeping up. It didn't connect with me. And so I feel like I was honestly just going through the motion.
Amirah, let me stop you right there. This
yes,
is going to help
ma'am.
with that. When I was in high school, I had really good math and science scores. My counselor said you should be in engineering or a doctor. I went into computer engineering. I got accepted into the engineering college, because you know how you have to go 2 years and then you get accepted. And I was like, now it's getting serious. I said, I never connected to it.
I always wanted to be a business mogul, and I switched over and I said, I'm just going to do what I love. And it seemed like my world opened up and I was so excited. So it's okay. You don't know until you try it.
Right.
So we have that in common, but you'll use your engineering throughout the rest of your life.
Oh, definitely.
Now.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I just had to make sure you knew that.
No, you're totally fine. I love it. I love it. But I was saying, so I was going to Prairie View and it felt like I was just going through the motions. I was dealing with a lot of mental health as well, just feeling like just lost, don't know where to go, like disconnected spiritually, mentally. I just was not there. And so the quarantine happened and everyone had to come home and stay. And so I was taking classes online and like, I feel like every day I was waking up with a dark cloud over me. And I was like, okay, God, I literally was pleading to Allah, asking what's for me? Like, I need to know because I just feel like I'm just surviving right now, not living. And so I kid you not, I kept praying on it. And one day I was sitting on the couch and I'm talking to God and I know it didn't come from me because like, I've never like had trades were never introduced to me before in that type of way. And so the thought came to me to build like the vision of building playhouses. And so I immediately went on Google and I was like, what type of person make toys and playhouses, and different things came up. And then I saw carpentry and woodworking. And I was just like, So I started looking into that. And I was like, I think I can do this. And so it definitely went from there. And I contacted Sister Melva, Sister Wakiti. Those were my teachers at the elevated places. And I was like, so pretty much how do I get into a trade? And she was just like, oh, look up some trade schools or programs. And so I did that. And first day of class, when I walked in, I just like my whole life, everything changed.
Felt it, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh, it was like a deep soul feeling. It was so, and that's when I knew I was like, this is for me. And also I forgot to mention when God presented me these visions, I went back to childhood memories and realized that I've always liked playing with tools. I used to steal my dad's tools and take apart my toys and put them back together. And so I always had a fascination with putting things together, seeing the end results. I always loved doing puzzles. And so it was always in me, but I got lost for a minute, I should say. And so reconnecting back with myself, I was like, oh, this is for me. And so ever since then, I've been completely in love. Completely in love.
It's so beautiful when it's interesting how Allah handles us, right? And he handles everybody differently, but I'm connecting with you on so many levels because when I would do things that maybe wasn't really what my calling was, I felt sad or I felt dark. And then it was like Allah would trap me in using that emotion, and then I'd hit that part where, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And then it's like the sky.
Yeah.
It's like I would know it as soon as I walked in, like, oh, this is it. This is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me about that first house you built.
Okay, so the first playhouse I built, which is the Barbie themed playhouse.
Yes.
So this is always a story to everything.
And it was so well built. You know, I'm in construction as well. And I was like, this is really well built.
Wow, thank you so much. Well, yeah, that was my very first one. I've been talking about building a playhouse. I really want to say since I got the vision. And so it was about getting that vision out of my head and making it reality. And so it was a process, a journey, I should say, and trying to figure out a way to make playhouses and sell them and make them cost efficient on my end. So the materials don't cost me so much and then I, have to sell it for an outrageous price.
Yes.
And so I worked with someone in, after I completed carpentry school, I saw someone on Facebook and everybody was tagging me, and she was a single mother with twin boys, and she built a playhouse for them to have during the quarantine. And so I contacted her, I DM'd her. When I get excited, I just go all in.
Right.
And so I DM'd her, telling her like my whole life story, how passionate I am. And she literally took me under her wing and was like, you know, she was like, I'm new to this. I just found this too, and it's new to me, but you can just come with me on projects. And so I did that. But unfortunately, things didn't work out with her. Like, she just kind of disappeared. And I was like, well,
she got you to where she was supposed to.
right. And that's what I was going to say. It's not initially, I did have the perspective of like, oh, like I'm sad, like that was hurtful. But now it's just like, I'm so grateful because God Allah showed me that she was a Black woman, a young Black woman doing exactly what I wanted to do. And that empowered me in ways that I didn't even know at that time. And so even after that, I'm still telling God, no, I need more time. I need to be up under somebody. I'm still not ready. I don't know what I'm doing yet. And so he's just like, okay, if you feel like that, let me give you another one. And so I worked with another company that was very similar to mine in California. And that didn't work out either. I was supposed to work under them and it didn't work out that way. And so I just was like, okay, I guess God is telling me it's time. It's time for you. You have the tools right. You have the tools that you need in you to do what you want to do. And so I applied to this grant. It was called the Wife Wonder Diva Grant. And it was a $500 grant and I won. Praise God. I was very happy about that. And I literally said, and I applied right before Savior's Day. And I said, I'm going to use this grant money when I win to build my first playhouse. And so when I won, that's exactly what I did. The money went towards the first playhouse. I bought the materials and now we're here.
Look at that. And the same God that gave you the desire gave you the know-how and will give you more and more customers. We just have to believe it all the way through. Because you know what we do? We believe at first. We go, oh yeah, God gave me this vision. But then we don't believe he's going to help us or help us finish or help us keep going, help us. But the same God that put the idea in us is going to make a way for us to get the customers. And this may just be the beginning of something even bigger and greater.
Right.
Because I see you building houses and I mean, all kinds of stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
So the sky is absolutely the limit. Talk to me about your work process. So you get your materials, you have a helper. What's your mindset? Do you draw it out? How do you do it?
Okay, so for me, I'm a big planner. So I try to, and it's a good thing, but it also can get in the way of me actually like getting to it. And so I did plan out everything. First, I listed out the materials and I drew the house in a dimension. And then it just was like every single step I was trying to write out before I actually did it. However, I just was like, let's just get this done. So I did draw it out. I drew up a step-by-step process, a blueprint for myself. And so as far as help, I have just a wonderful village. I would say that. And thank God for the nation and the community that I grew up in. And my dad helps me because the materials are heavy. Dealing with 3/4 inch plywood it's heavy. And so, but I will say I didn't have any consistent help. And that's what I know in the very near future, I'll be blessed with, to employ someone so I can have an assistant for consistent help. But no, it was mainly just me, and then whoever, a brother I grew up with, Ahmad, Tremont, they came and helped me, and then my dad and just different people. Even my sister I'll show her how to use a nail gun and she would hop in too. So,
don't down yourself for that planning aspect, because I'm like that too. And I'll tell you a couple mistakes that I've made. So I plan out things, but that planning is proprietary, meaning that that's your intellectual property. And for me, because I've been very creative my whole life, a lot of times I take that for granted. I write things out and put a blueprint together. I have a client now who's building a clinic. And so I'm always putting together the strategies for her. I'm like, look, here's your vendor strategy. Here's your marketing strategy. All of that's proprietary. So one day you may teach that, you may sell that. And I'm telling you that because I want you to just keep recording that stuff and keep track of it. When I was building a hospital in Maryland, I designed a software system because there are all these different software systems out there. They either were too large or too small. So I created sort of this hybrid system. And when we grew out of the system, it was very unique, very custom, took about 6 months to develop. And we used it for, for a while. And then we outgrew it. And so we had to get something else, which I then took and tweaked. But that old system, I had a few things on it, but I didn't keep using it. The person who was hosting it for me, they took it and sold it for $1 billion.
Wow.
And you know how I found out? One of their sales reps tried to call and sell it back to me.
Wow.
But it was a valuable lesson because I should have patented it.
Mm-hmm.
I should have made sure that I documented it, but I'm just flowing off the creativity like an artist and the business standpoint of it, and not realizing that that too is a business as well.
Mm.
So that's where do you see yourself going with this? Do you see yourself making more and more of these playhouses? Do you want to expand? Or are you just kind of right now just enjoying the spirituality of it?
So I'm really glad you asked me that question, because recently God has shown me the vision I had is going to be much bigger. And so right now I am building playhouses. That's why I launched a website so people can go in there and order a playhouse or a pet home. And I also am going to introduce custom sheds. It's like have you ever seen like a she shed before? Yes, or a man cave. I don't like that name, but that's what, so customize those. And so that's going to be coming soon as well. But as far as the business in itself, I see myself being in Target, Toys R Us, all those different places where, you have children's toys and stuff like that. Home Depot as well. My mom actually gave me the idea because I was just thinking I was going to be a small business who made playhouses and hire on other people, and eventually got to the point where maybe I don't just have to make all of them. I can hire on somebody else. But my mom was just like, oh no, I see you even bigger than that. Like the vision I have for you is going to be in Target and these like big companies and stores. And I was like, Mom, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I'm with your mom on that. Like little, I see miniature versions where they come kind of prefabricated and you can purchase them and your child can build their own. Small and large, and that idea with the she sheds or the man caves, whatever you want to call it, that's brilliant, because a lot of people just want a space. Some people don't have enough room in their house to have, what they want in their little space. And so they do it in a shed out back.
Yes, ma'am. And also the great thing about these playhouses, they are almost like the way they're designed, they're prefabricated. So literally when I go, I built them here. And then when I go to the client's home, it just will be a quick install. And so it's just like I'm literally just putting the walls together. So it's very seamless, very easy. And so that's why when we have them in Target and Toys R Us, there's like a form you will fill out where they'll have A+ Wood Designs and like contact information and saying you want to play home. And I get it. We do we would do a call and schedule everything and do the designing, and then it'll be a delivery. And I'm also going to get to the point which I didn't think this far, but God was just like, yeah, we're going to get that big. I'm going to deliver materials as well, like to different states, and just yes,
be in charge of those raw materials. I will tell you that and I'm going to look for the company name. I used to be an auditor, and I audited, I can't remember if this was an audit client or a consulting client, but there was a company that built prefabricated houses. When they were demolishing the projects in Chicago, they put up, some people call them like modular homes, but you can't really tell. They're prefabricated. So that's how your houses can be. And then on both sides, it's got the exterior and the interior. It's already done. You just come in, pop, and put it all together.
I actually saw that when I was doing when I was in trade school. One of my professors showed me that, and I just was like, that's it. That's it. But yeah, that was it was amazing to me. And I was like, I wanted the playhouse to be like that, very seamless, easy, like you said, just putting it up like you popping up furniture or something,
You said something to me when we were backstage, and then you just kind of alluded to it now, how when you found yourself in that dark space, you just kept reaching for Allah to pull yourself out of it. And I know that reality as well. How has your spirituality, being a Muslim, obviously your community is very strong, but how has being a Muslim helped you navigate maybe some of these troubled waters just as a young adult?
Ooh, I love these questions. Okay, so I will definitely say, and I'm very passionate, but try not to get too emotional answering this
Be
question.
emotional. I'm always emotional.
Because this is very like
no shame in my game.
Yes, ma'am. Same. But when I was graduated at 15 in a very young and vulnerable state, I will say I was just going through a lot mentally. And the beautiful thing about, which is a blessing about being born in a nation, in my opinion, so many valuable things, gems instilled in us at a very young age. And even if we didn't understand it at that time,
yes,
it really came back tenfold. When I was able to tap into myself, everything just started making so much sense. And when I went to the Elevated Places, that was a school that was in the nation as well.
yes.
And one thing we said every morning was, I am what God says I am. And so that alone, again, saying it when I was younger, I just was like, I am what God says I am. We got to say it every day. But man, that quote now has it touches me different. Mm-hmm. And when I was going through what I was going through, I just really felt lost. And I've always been a spiritual being. I mean, we all are. And even when I felt very far away from God, I just knew if I just kept calling on him. And like my dad always say, just say Allah's name, just say Allah Akbar. And I did all of those things. I pleaded for him. And just really just trusting that there was a God and knowing that God is real, that changes a lot of things too. Because one thing I can say, there's a difference between going through something and not knowing there's a God and not knowing who God is, and going through something and knowing who God is and how you're connected to him. Mm-hmm. Those are two different type of loss to me. Mm-hmm. Because it's like one of them, you really do have the answers in you. And another one, you just are you feel hopeless. Right. But I can't say I was hopeless because I knew there was something there. I just have to figure a way to tap in. And so honestly, when people talk about the success of my business, I say it was all my spiritual work was done first. After the quarantine, even when I discovered my passion, it gave me a spark, of course, because that dark cloud went away, because it was just like, oh, purpose. And purpose always fuels me. However, I was like, there was still something else I was fighting with in the inside. And for me, it was self-worth, not knowing who I am. And if you don't know who you are, you don't know what you're capable of. Right. And so I did self-love coaching. And with Crystalline, her name is Crystalline, and we kind of dissected starting from childhood trauma and just beliefs that I created, that I accepted of myself, and really forgiving myself and others, just writing forgiveness letters, journaling, praying, meditating, doing all of those things. And I did that for I think 8 to 12 months. And then as I went through that process, I literally saw myself just gradually grow and grow and grow. And I was just like, I really feel like I can do this business. I really feel like I know that I can accomplish these things because I know who I am. Yes. And so that's where the spirituality part tapped in for me, because the closer I got to myself was the closer I got to God, because we are one. And so my whole journey has been a journey back to the soul. And that journey and back to the soul has revealed to me all the answers I've ever needed within business, within everything. And to me, everything is connected. Everything is connected. And so when we have business problems, personal problems, all of that can be resolved when we're praying, meditating. We have a morning routine, a nighttime routine, really starting your day off with God and yourself and centering yourself. So that's my spiritual background. I'm very passionate about doing healing work and getting connected and grounded spiritually, because I really believe if you don't do that first, you're still going to run into bumps in the road.
Mm-hmm. And the beautiful thing, I'm just watching you and listening to you, and you got me about to cry because I'm just so proud of you to be on that journey and to get that at 24 years old. And I say to people ask me questions about, well, how did you do this? Or how did you become? I got that right there. What you talking about? Probably around 22, 23 years old. I got it. It had always been there, but I just got it. And when you're gonna go through life, there's the vicissitudes of life that our study guides talk about, right? And you never get it done because we're always reaching and we're always growing and we're pushing to go beyond our intellectual capacity into that space of revelation. So we want revelation to move us, and we want to be able to move and go, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know what's next, but God, I'm listening to you. And you got that. And so don't let that go. Just know that you're never alone. Allah would never, ever forsake you. And you are such an inspiration, or at least you should be, for women your age, for women, our age. You're an inspiration because everybody goes into dark spaces. But you got to be grappling to find the God while you're in that dark space. And then at a certain point, you're going to reach up and his hand is going to be right there.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're a living proof of that. And so I don't even say it's not that you own that, okay, I went through some mental health stuff. No, you had to find your way.
Mm-hmm.
And every new journey you go through, you're going to find your way over again. And that's the beauty of it, right? It's over and over and reaching and growing and expanding and developing and knowing that you're never going to be the same tomorrow that you were today.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm so proud of you. Go ahead, Sister Minister.
I just say, if I may add,
please.
When the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan did the Swan Song, and I vividly remember he's talking about, I can't remember the exact statement, but I know he said, just hold on a little longer, just keep going. And when he said that, I mean, I literally just burst into tears. And I was sitting in the mosque at that time. And so I just was like, I don't know if this hit everybody else, but that was my tune. He sung my note. And so I always when I see youth and people my age, I'm like, just keep going. Just keep going.
That Swan Song, something about that Swan Song.
Yes.
There's always something about all of them. Every Savior's Day, I say this is going to be the best Savior's Day ever. But that Swan Song hit different, man. I'm telling you.
It did. It did.
It was like the Swan Song was all up in my soul, just handling it and snatching out demons. And I'm gonna listen to that tonight. It just was something about that Swan Song. And he said it was our Swan Song, not his.
Mm-hmm.
We all thought it was his, but it was ours. And was just so beautiful. And it was about connecting. And I'll tell you an interesting story, Sister Amirah. I was blessed to speak to the minister right after the Swan Song. And I always get really goofy and like kind of don't know what to say. And I tried to make a goofy joke. And I said, oh, Brother Minister, I love the Swan Song. I said, and when remember how he kept saying, I'm going up yonder.
Mm-hmm.
When you get there, make sure you call us and let us know you made it. And he said, oh, sister, I won't have to call you. You already know. I'm saying that to you because I believe a prophecy for one is a prophecy for all. He ain't just talking to me. When you connect the way you've connected, you're going to know.
Yes, ma'am.
You're going to know.
Oh, that was good. That actually
you like that one?
Yes, that was a good one. It actually reminded me, oh man, that's why I always say all the time, anybody who has anything to say bad about the minister, I know you've never met that man.
No.
You do not know him for yourself. And I had the opportunity, very blessed and very grateful. My sister, Aliyah Muhammad, she met with the minister and he said we could come along And so we get in there. First of all, we nervous.
Yeah. It's like you just lose every thought that you have questions. Like sometimes I'll have a notebook like this, and I'll be like, okay, none of that happens.
And so we get in there and we just, of course, crying. Like I don't think I stopped crying the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to him and I just was like, this man is like so sweet. And I was just like, wow. And you just think so, like, we put him in this big, like, so far away from us. And like to meet him in person, I just was like, he really is like, I can feel him. Like he reminds me of me. And so mind you, I'm crying the whole time.
Right there, what you just said. He reminds you of you. So you connect with yourself in him. And his level of empowerment for us as women is on another level. People have no idea. Sister Letha's here in the chat, and we were young girls working for him. And the minister did not discriminate. He never made it seem like you too young for this or that. We got in trouble just like the grown people got in trouble. But my point to you, sis, is you connected to yourself in him. Beautiful. Go ahead. I just had to say that.
Wow. Yes, ma'am. Woo-wee. So yeah, we were in there with him, and he's talking. He said a prayer for my sister. It was the most beautiful prayer. And so at the end, we take a picture with him. And mind you, at this time, I was in college and I was going through my stuff. I was going through a lot of different things. And so we took the picture and we're about to walk out because it was over. And I kid you not, he grabs my hand and puts it on his heart. And he says, don't let any man determine your worth. And whew.
He does, he snatches out demons. I tell people all the time, you talking about casting out demons? He does it.
Yes.
He will see it, and you could plan on talking about something else. He will see it. He can see it if you're in a group. But what a blessing.
Yes, ma'am.
What a blessing. And you're right. This is the challenging thing, Sister Amirah, about being a young, spiritual, sensitive woman. And I know because I've been there as well. Is that we have to be very careful that the nuances of other people's personality and what they're going through don't define or confine us.
Yes, ma'am.
Because as an empath or as a sensitive person, you're picking up on everything. You're like this.
Literally.
But you got to know what to do with what it is that you're picking up. So everything is not for you. Everything is not to be taken into you. And it's difficult to explain that to other people who don't get that.
Right.
So that's why I told you before, I'm here if you ever need to talk, because I know what that reality is like. And sometimes you can get in relationships with people, connect with people, and the challenge is you're reading what they're not saying. But you're reacting to what they're not saying, but they're saying something else. So now they can go, oh, she crazy. She got mental health issues, or you feel like you're overreacting, or you don't know if you're reacting right. But it's just really a matter of understanding your power and how God communicates to you. And in a love relationship, and that becomes even more challenging, right?
Yes.
Because when you're sensitive like us, you love.
Love. 1,000%.
You love, right? And so, but you have to understand those boundaries, how to create those emotional and spiritual boundaries. And like you said, the self-love is very, very key in situations like that, because when sometimes you have that rejection, you think it's about you, and it's not. It's not. So you're doing a wonderful job with the work that you're doing, not only just your business. The business is just another way for Allah to express himself through you.
Right.
Right.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
you're going to have many businesses. You're going to have many things that he's going to use to make himself known through you.
Mm-hmm.
That's just one of them. Just one of them. Anything you want to tell the audience before we go? Any questions you have for me? I want to read to you. I'm going to tell them the website, A+ Wood Designs. Designs is spelled with a Z. It's right here on the chat. But I want to read some of these comments in the chat for you and your support. Not to make you cry or anything, but just I just want you to feel this love and support just all around you. Just when you sit down tonight and meditate, I want you to feel all this love and support just surrounding you and just flowing all through your body, every fiber of your being. You're supported. Brother, look, Heart, Mind, and Soul in his interview. Look at that. Sister Aletha said, your baby girl is beautiful inside and out. She's talking to your mom. Who is this? Victor Muhammad says, Sister Amirah is a beautiful person. Allah is preparing her for his glory. You see that? Look. Sister Sandra D said, woo-wee, this is so awesome. All praises due to Allah, right? Let's see what else we got. Stars for you. Sister Kiana, there she is. She said, we love our minister. He physically heals. Somebody else said, so beautiful to see my niece find her passion. That's the Ultimate Wellness Group. Let's see. Student Minister Amirah, that's what people calling you. What else? You got people saying amen up in here.
Oh my goodness.
I know you know this person right here. And people just saying they excited. It's amazing. I just want you to just feel this love. People just calling your name. Like Amirah, just excited and cheering for you. You're just beautiful. Look, giving you the greetings, talking about how you're inspiring them, giving you the fist up. I just want you to feel this.
Yes, ma'am.
I just want you to know it. There's no stopping you. It's listen. Sometimes when you get grown, see, adulting. The one thing about adulting is that it seems like you don't, the support, it becomes challenging to feel it sometimes. So you got to feel it, and you'll be able to go back and get the link to this and look at this and see all this beautiful love and support for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Anything about the houses? I forgot all about the carpentry, the houses. Anything about that you want to share? We gave the website.
Yes, ma'am. So I am doing a raffle right now. The
Okay.
first playhouse that I built, the Barbie themed playhouse, I am raffling off for $25, people in the community. And so I just made a post, and go follow me on Instagram at A+_Wood Designs. And I made a post saying that this raffle is for everybody. Even if you don't live in Houston, Texas, even if you don't have a daughter or a niece, it's for everyone. And the reason that it is because a percentages of the proceeds from the raffle tickets are going towards a scholarship I created. The name of this scholarship is called Building Me. And I am going to fund someone who is passionate, who have found their passion and wants to pursue their dreams, just like me, if they want to go back to a community college or take classes or need equipment, any of that, I want to help fund them on their journey, because that's just really personal to my story. And so that, and also, let's say if you're in California, because I'm in Houston, Texas, or Chicago, or wherever you are, and you purchase a raffle ticket, and let's say your name is selected, I won't deliver it right now. I won't be delivering out of state. However, if you win and you're in another state, you will have the opportunity. Not only will you be, the ticket money will go towards the scholarship, but also if you win, and your name is pulled, and if you're in a different state, you will work with me, and you can donate and bless another child or a school out here, another organization, a daycare, anywhere that you want to pick. You can choose, and I'll give you a list, or you could come up with whoever in Houston that you want to choose, and then I'll deliver the playhouse to them. And so that's why I was like, if you have a niece, if you have a cousin, a daughter, anyone. That's why I said
you make the spaces for little boys too, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah,
Barbie girls, right?
Right. Yeah, this is just the first playhouse, and I decided to do Barbie because that's in theme right now. The Barbie movie. So yeah, I was just like, this is gonna go with, good for marketing purposes as well. But no, I do boys, girls. Yeah, that's why I say I have the pet homes for the dogs, the she sheds, and all of that is coming. But right now, the play homes are for boys and girls.
Yeah.
The custom play homes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so my sister has she has a raffle, and you can win a scholarship. Look at her giving back already, and she just started. See, you got it. You understand that the way to get is to give.
Yes, ma'am.
When I'm in need, I give. And you just have to just keep that flow. It's all about flow, right?
Yes, ma'am. It is.
Give, receive. You just flow. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. And if you need me, I'm here for you. You know that contact your mom's got my number. She know how to grab me. You can get it from her. If you need to talk, we'll set up something. We'll talk just like this. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I just want you to know that you're not alone.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. And I am very, very honored to be on this show. When my mom told me, she was just like, I contacted Sister Sajdah and I got a DM from you. I was like, oh my gosh. But it like you said, it was very much like talking to an aunt, I feel like I can be completely myself. And that was amazing to me. So thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Please go and follow Sister Amirah. It's +_
Yes, ma'am.
Wood Designs on Instagram and on Facebook. Okay. And then go to her website, A+ Wood Designs. And y'all know y'all want one of these. Look, I want one and I don't even know but you know what? I was thinking about getting a bird. So maybe I need a house for the bird.
That would be cute. That would be really cute.
Talk about that, right? Okay, sis. Thank you so much. May Allah bless you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. May Allah bless you as well.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Y'all see that? Y'all see that new emerging market leader? Let me see what y'all saying in the chat here. A word which Shira said, a nation is showing up in here for my sister. Love it. That's right. Sandra D said, thank you. Powerful. All praises due to Allah. Sister Sajdah said, that's my friend. May Allah bless you. Yes, yes. Brother Ronald Robinson said, all praises due to Allah. Just lots of support in here for our sister. And thank you all. Let me see, Sister Levette, you got a long one. I'm looking forward to having my beautiful niece's playhouse at Little Scholars for Life Learning Academy Daycare Preschool. You are such a powerhouse, Sister Amirah. Love you much. Yeah, she is a powerhouse. And I was thinking about, man, she can build exhibits for when you know how you go and exhibit. I don't know, you talking about my Cash App? You surely can have my Cash App. Let me type it because it's going across the bottom, but I will put it in here in the chat. I was also going to remind you all to make sure that you support the completion of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad House. And there's a couple ways that you can donate. You can donate this way by using Cash App, Sajdah House Enterprises, or scrolling across the bottom, you see you can go to sajdahhousedonations.com. The minister told me, get it done. So we are working on finalizing these last dollars that are needed. I tell people this is a long labor and I'm ready to have this baby. All right, family. May Allah bless each and every one of you. Tune in Saturday to the Sajdah Saturday Morning Coffee Talks. We're doing a series on the proper handling of people that I've kind of taken and tweaked it for us as conscious entrepreneurs. I think that handling people properly is a lost art. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that way back in the 60s and 70s. So we're going to do a take on that, but applying it to our businesses. Okay. Everybody here, make sure you like and subscribe to the page so you can catch up on past episodes of all the shows that I have, and make sure you support the completion of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad House Museum. All right. Don't go anywhere. Check out my few commercials, and then we'll see you all Saturday, inshallah.